Welcome back to Cosmic Cunties. My name is Tiffany, and I am your head cuntie here at Cosmic Cunties, where we discuss all things astrology and what can be going on this week that you might start to feel internally. I'll go day by day, and it's also going to be a reflection of what might be happening externally in your world, maybe things that are happening or things that people say, and perhaps how it makes you feel inside. As always, your internal world is a direct reflection out in the external world. So if you are noticing something happening externally, then I would highly suggest to look internally to find out maybe what's going on internally that's matching that, or that's pulling that out, or that's causing you to focus on that. So as always, gratitude is the attitude. And for this week, we are focusing on February 10th through the 16th. And so that does include Valentine's Day and some other very potent, very serious movement from the cosmos. So we'll get into that day by day. I think I want to start with the intention for the week. And the intention for this week is love. Love, all caps, love. It is Valentine's Day, and I know that day can be hard for some people if you're single. And so I just want to remind everyone, as I've been saying for the past couple weeks, that love is love is love. It doesn't matter if you're in a romantic partnership. You have people in your life, such as family and friends and acquaintances, neighbors, strangers, pets, art, whatever you have love or passion for. Let that feeling within you, that love and that passion that you have for these people, be expounded upon, be exuded out into the world, because it doesn't matter if the love that you're feeling is for a particular person. Everyone in your life that you come into contact with, that you encounter, is going to feel that love. They're not going to know where that comes from. And most importantly, you have to love yourself. You have to give yourself that love where you fill yourself up, give your cup all the way up, fill it all the way up, and then give it back to others once it's overflowing. And so finding that self-love within and being able, whatever that takes, whatever you need, and being able to give that out into the world is going to be felt no matter what. If you do have a romantic partner, I hope you enjoy this week with your partner, however you're going to celebrate, or partners. So yeah, just allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to receive love as well. It's not obviously all on you to give love, but I do want to bring attention to the fact that the love that we feel in the world comes from both us. Literally, actually, let me rewind that. It comes from us. So if you're the one that's giving out love, you are the one creating that love within your body. If you are the one receiving that love, you are the one feeling that love in your body. So literally that love comes from you. So whatever you can do to create that love within yourself, I highly urge you to do that this week. The world really can use love right now. And however you know how to cultivate that, I highly urge you to do that. Yeah, I think that's the intention for this week. So we have some general astrological things going on this week that, for example, we're entering into the pre-mercury retrograde shadow period. Mercury retrograde is coming up within the next week or two. And so if you are sensitive to energy, you might already be feeling this. You might already be experiencing like the communication breakdown, the communication confusion. Also, Mercury is going into Pisces. And so Pisces is already like dreamy and delusional and kind of like in la la land, especially when it comes to thinking. So being in that like dazed off space, or that communication about, I don't know, dreamland, whatever that is for you, wherever you go in your dreams, in your daydreams. That's kind of the energy that this Mercury retrograde is going to be bringing about. So you could already be feeling that. I would also say that eclipse season is right here. We have the first Aquarius solar eclipse that is happening on next Tuesday. So I'm not covering it in this week's Cosmic Cunties, but it is going to be already felt by a lot of people. we are in that pre-shadow eclipse period. So we've got a lot of potent energy that's just floating around right now that we might be experiencing if we're sensitive. And just a reminder that this Aquarius eclipse is really going to be a powerful one. And it's a new beginning of an eclipse series that's happening for the next couple of years. So this is really ushering in something new or taking away something to help us rise to whatever our destiny is. And so I would say prepare for some shakeups. I'll talk more about the actual eclipse next week, but it is aspecting some planets that is going to make this eclipse more potent than normal. And so be easy on yourself this week. Love yourself up. Whatever you do, try to like keep up with your practices, whatever it is that helps you feel love every single day, so that when you step out into the world and when you interact with others, that's something that you are able to exude is love. I know I'm already feeling all this shit. I know it's intense for me already. I know that I'm already slipping up on my practices and I'm already feeling it. So I do find, just a heads up, that I tend to experience these eclipses and these Mercury retrogrades pretty intensely, but more so before other people do. And so if you're listening, consider this your warning. I'm just in the beginning of this. I'm just starting to feel it. And so this is really a hold tight, be easy on yourself, love yourself up, stay true to yourself, stay true to your practices, stay true to your boundaries. This energy is going to catch us slipping, and you do not want to be out there in the world with anything other than love. So I'm going to skip actually my new segment of like my little fashion segment that's pertains to whatever season we're in. So we're still in Aquarius season. You can look back on the other videos for Aquarius outfits and styling that I've done. Just a reminder that Aquarius outfits are eccentric, fun, funky, out there, weird, patterns, clashes, colors. Doesn't make sense, but like cool, funky, fun, and draws somebody in. And that's kind of the point of Aquarius season, right? We're running our freak flags high so we can find all the freaks that match our freak. And so I will say, pay attention to my Instagram. That is at @T_MEG. It's linked down below. And I'm going to be pairing with and collaborating with some local companies. One, a vintage store called Canela Vintage, and another local designer store that is called Hemline. And I am going to be curating outfits based on the apparel that they have in store right now for the season. So pay attention to my Instagram and the outfits that pop up for that over the next week or so. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in for day-to-day astrological guidance as to what's going to be going down in the stars. We've got Tuesday, the 10th. The moon in Sagittarius is going to be squaring Mercury in Pisces. So again, a reminder, a square is always causing friction, or kind of like a stop, or like a little bit of a pause. And so moon being our emotions in our internal world, and Mercury being planet ideas and communication and just kind of like mind stuff. So daydreams, because Mercury in Pisces is daydreamy. Pisces is really la-la, really intuitive, really creative, really dreamy. And so it's really beautiful, but when it's squaring the moon in Sagittarius, it's like our emotions are at odds with how we're communicating. So we might hear something, or we might say something that's not aligned with how we feel. So I would say, in the advice and the coaching that I can offer you, is try to allow your words to flow naturally. Don't like think about it, and don't try to be too fiery and passionate with it. Try to go more with the Piscean flavor of like going with the flow and just letting things come out, versus like fighting it with that Sagittarius inner workings and inner emotional world. We also have the same Mercury conjunct Venus in Pisces. So this energy is happening all week long, which I do think is really beautiful, especially supporting Valentine's Day week. It's working together, our ability to communicate love. So whether that be how you show yourself love, how you talk to yourself, words of affirmation are great for you or for others. Basically allowing us to speak our truth in matters of love. So how we receive, how we communicate, just letting ourselves receive the yumminess of love this week. So I know for myself and I know for others, we have been in these experiences in life that make it seem like love is too good to be true, and that you have to be a certain way to receive love, or that maybe you don't even deserve love, or maybe love like you're wanting, it doesn't exist. And so when it does come about, we tend to either push it away or feel like we're not ready for it or good enough for it. And so I would highly suggest working with the energy of this week of allowing yourself to just receive the love. Just allow yourself to receive it. Allow it to land inside of you. If it feels uncomfortable, that's okay. Allow it to feel uncomfortable, and just to allow it to be there. Allow it to just land. And the more you allow yourself to receive, no matter how small or how big, and you allow yourself to sit with it, the more comfortable you'll get with the receiving of love. And that's all we all want, right? We all just want to feel loved. And so allow yourself to feel love, and whatever that is. I mean, Mercury is conjunct Venus in Pisces. So yeah, show your love for someone else, confess your feelings, speak from your heart. This is energy of the week, is speaking from your heart. And then Venus. So with that being said, just a note, Venus moves into Pisces on the same day, Tuesday. And so she's going to be there for probably, it's like 3 weeks usually, give or take. And so this really is the planet of love, beauty, and abundance. This really is that like dreamy, intuitive love. Venus loves to be in Pisces. This is just like such a safe haven for her to rest, where she can really exude all of her like full capacity and potential. And it's this really deep spiritual love. So really going deep and loving someone else on a more spiritual level. So it's not just like this mental connection, physical connection, and emotional connection. It's like soul connection. And trying to, even if you're alone, trying to go deeper within your spiritual connection to yourself and to God or goddess or your ancestors, universe, source, whatever you like to call it. That's really where we're at. This is love in its like pure, rawest form, which is really beautiful. Especially right now with what's going on in the world, we could really use this like very powerful and potent form of love. Just be careful to not get lost in like the delusions or dreaminess in relationships. You know, if you start to feel yourself slipping up and slipping away into relation and not doing your daily task and your daily devotions to yourself. But otherwise, this is a really beautiful placement, and it allows, if we allow this energy to flow, we do allow our creative juices to flow as well. And so, yeah, just let that be and go with that and sit in that love, because it's so beautiful. Wednesday, there's not really any new energies. Again, the energies that I've mentioned that are going to be kind of just potent and existing over this week and the upcoming weeks is very much so still there on Wednesday. But nothing new comes into fruition on Wednesday. Then we're going to move into Thursday. The moon in Sagittarius is squaring Saturn in Pisces. It's also going to be squaring Neptune in Aries. So I know Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Aries are in different signs, but they're so close together. They're basically already experiencing that conjunction energy where they're right next to each other, that I've been talking about over the past few weeks. So the moon in Sagittarius is squaring both of these. Again, this is really an internal feeling of being uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable force asking us to move forward in our dreams in a disciplined way. So Aries really wants to move things forward in like kind of a brash way. It's like, let's just do it. We don't need to sit down and plan it out. We don't need to be disciplined about it. Like, just move it forward. We'll think about it later. And I'm laughing because it's totally my MO. It's like, and it's how I'm supposed to be actually. It's like, move things forward, take action, show up, and then like refine it and correct it on the back end. And like, you can only get better by doing that. That's kind of like in my personal chart. But this energy on Thursday and the energy of Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Aries, and then even Saturn moving to Aries to conjunct Neptune in Aries, is that energy of feeling like you want to move forward on the dreams, like just in that brash manner, just like, let's just do it and figure it out as we go. But Saturn in Aries is like, no, we have to have a plan. Like, we're building a legacy, we're building a foundation, and we cannot build on a crumbled foundation or a foundation that we don't know how we even built. So it's very methodical, it's very planned, it's very disciplined. And so I think that this moon in Sagittarius is really just highlighting that Aries energy, more fire on fire energy, where it's like passionate. It's like, let's just go forward. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Like, let's do. And Saturn is like, no, we can't just do until we have a plan. So it can be feeling like an internal friction. Yeah. But Saturn's like, okay, not so fast. Daddy discipline. Let's do this in a thoughtful manner. Okay, Friday. Friday is the big day. Everyone's been talking about it. If you're in the astrological community, we've been talking about it for a while now. Saturn officially moves into Aries and meets Neptune in Aries. So Saturn was in Aries in 2025 between like May and August, September, I think. And so think about what was going on during that time in your life. There's been something there that has taken place, or that you realized during that time frame and that you've adjusted from since then. So Saturn is coming from Pisces. So Saturn's been in Pisces. That has been very like disillusioned. It's like, it's almost, think of like, I don't know why this is coming to me right now, but think of like, oh gosh, what's his name? I'm like, in my mind right now, I'm seeing Ariel from Little Mermaid and her dad, and he is like this disciplined father figure. I don't think his name's Neptune though. Who is, I'm going to feel so dumb. Anyways, put it in the comments below if you know what his name is and who he represents. He like represents the god of the seas. Neptune? Anyways, but I'm just seeing him being like disciplined, but imagine him like he's underwater. So like he's disciplined, but he's also, he has to go with the flow, right? He's literally living in water. And that's what Saturn and Pisces, I think, has been like over the last few years, is we've maybe felt like, okay, yeah, let's get this done, or these are the dreams, but like there's been no movement because Pisces is so dampening. And not in a bad way. It's like a beautiful creative energy that we can just float around and swim around in. But like Saturn is like, no, we need to move things forward. And I don't think that a lot of us have been able to really move things forward over the last few years because of that energy. And now Saturn has moved into Aries on Friday. And this is huge. Aries is the first archetype, the first zodiac of the sign of the Western astrology. And so it's a fresh new start. It's a new beginning. We're starting at literally 0 degrees and of the whole chart, like of new beginnings, of self-expression, identity. And so with Saturn moving into Aries, it's really a focus on getting disciplined and moving that shit forward. It's very much so related to that fire horse energy where we can blaze the trails. But if we're blazing the trails and not thinking about it or not being disciplined about it, Saturn is going to like whip us into shape. Saturn is going to be like, what about this over here? This thing's broken. You've not done anything about it. What about this over here? You've not focused on this. You need to be getting these things in order because you cannot build on a breaking foundation or a foundation that you don't have like a blueprint for, that you don't even know how you built. And so if we're really starting fresh, starting new, building a legacy, building whatever our dreams are that we've been dreaming about for years and years and years, literally Neptune was in Pisces as well with Saturn in Pisces, we're coming out of that like delusion and illusionment and that dreaminess, and we're moving forward and we're taking action, but we have to do so in a very methodical way. And so I've been talking about this for a while now, honestly, but it's Neptune and Saturn are best friends at that party. And so they're teaming up over the next 3 years, basically until 2028, when Saturn will move out of Aries. But those two planets are teaming up together. It's disciplined dreams. So putting some actions and goals towards making our dreams happen is the flavor and the tone that we're working with. We just really have to be careful with it being an Aries energy where we can burn shit down if we're not careful before it even really gets solidified. And so my advice to everybody is that if you are feeling like a sense of urgency, or if you are feeling like you need to move forward or else it won't get done, ask yourself if you're centered. Ask yourself if you are grounded. Ask yourself if what you are trying to do and the way you're trying to move is coming from a place of urgency or from a place of stability and groundedness. Firehorse is not asking us to like bust ass and bust balls and move forward at the speed of lightning. It's not doing that. A horse is very embodied. A horse is in its body and it knows when it needs to stop. It honors itself. And it knows when it can go fast to exert its energy. And so if you're not in tune with your body, if you're not in tune with your intuition, if you're not in tune with your spirit team, you could really get lost in the sauce and burn yourself out really fast over the next 3 years. And so really being in touch with your own practices that keep you grounded is not anymore to keep you out of the la la land of Pisces, but it's to keep you from burning shit down and burning yourself out. And so just really keeping those practices there. And I've been warning about this for a while. Having Saturn and Neptune both in Aries can have a lot of people be coming forward in leadership roles, even more specifically in spiritual leadership roles, where they're saying all the things you want to hear and you're believing them. And if you don't give yourself that time and that space to check in with yourself, if they really feel good within your body or authentic to you, or you don't give yourself that pause to like look and see how they behave like at restaurants to servers or to their friends or to retreat participants, if you're not actually paying attention to what they are, how they're acting, you could slip and see these leaders and these like spiritual gurus that we're kind of getting past gurus at this point. Like we are our own guru, right? Like you are the only person that can tap into your inner knowing and your highest self and know what your calling is and know what your path is. And newsflash, it's not anybody else's calling and it's not anybody else's path. So no one's been down that path before. So if you're looking to others for guidance that is beyond you and tapping into your inner knowing and they're not there to help you do that, then I would highly suggest looking back within yourself and into your own practices, into your own guides so that you can be back onto your personal path that's never been done before, right? So yeah, any type of leadership that's coming off as infantile, emotionally volatile, yeah, just pay attention to who's like preaching what they speak or who's living what they preach. Yeah, I would say be really careful moving your plans forward without having them laid out first. And making sure that the veil is off your eyes we are going to be in this energy for the next few years. So we'll be talking about it a lot. All right, so Saturday, we're going to be moving to the moon, and Capricorn is trining Uranus and Taurus. The moon in Capricorn is also squaring Chiron and Aries. So Saturday is kind of like it's not like I don't know, let's talk about it. So this is really the moon in Capricorn trining Uranus and Taurus is another grounded shakeup to try to get us to keep rising to our truth. So Uranus likes to shake things up. It's like the great disruptor. But disruption is not always a bad thing. In fact, if you choose to look at it this way, it's always a good thing. Someone, something, some place, some ideas being removed from your life, or you being shown the truth or a reveal is really, truly for you to rise in your higher path. So it's really actually a beautiful thing. So whatever happens, it's for our highest interest, and we're being asked to shed the things that don't align with us. So either we're making the decision, or the universe is going to make the decision for us. But it feels beneficial either way because it is a trine. So it's going to be an emotional, something happens that emotionally shakes us up that feels good. However, the moon in Capricorn is squaring Chiron and Aries. So this moon feels like there's an internal working coming up, or emotions coming forward that are revealing some wounds or some issues around our self-expression and our identity. So whatever's coming up is meant to be worked through, and I highly urge you to sit in the uncomfortable. We've had a lot of aspects taking place with Chiron and Aries, and so whatever is coming up, it's really asking us to keep like chiseling away at that, especially when it comes to like any fears around our self-expression or our identity. All right, we've got Sunday, Sun in Aquarius is squaring Uranus and Taurus. So this is a shakeup to who we are at our core, to our light, maybe something regarding our place within humanity, or how do we bring an abundance while showing up in our truths, our passions, our services, and goods for humanity. Maybe we start to question if what we have to offer is worth it, or if we are worthy of receiving clients in abundance if we step out. Something is causing us to second guess our innovations or our additions to humanity and our light within humanity. So whatever happens, just know that you are unique and you are special, and that what you are offering and what you are developing is really important, and to keep going with it, and just to know that this is really just asking you to refine, maybe redefine what it is that you're offering and why you're offering it, and to focus on how does it impact humanity, and could it be a bigger impact maybe, or could it be a more refined impact on humanity for the better. And on Sunday, we also have the moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So this is really a combination with our feelings working in tandem with the shadows of society and our societal constructs. So what can we do to help society? What can we do to help the collective? What do we have to offer? Uranus is helping us get closer to that truth. So really asking us to stand in that truth and to really feel what's coming up. So yeah. We'll go ahead and move on to Monday. The moon is conjunct Mars in Aquarius. So this is really taking action on your emotions. I mean, obviously don't, just act brashly and not think it out, but thinking about what came up for you over the weekend and making moves to incorporate those new realizations. So making informed movement to that new alignment that you've been experiencing, or those sheddings that have taken place, so that you can align and move forward. The energy is supporting you and moving forward and taking action on how you feel. And lastly, for the week, we've got Mercury in Pisces trining Jupiter in Cancer. So Mercury is the planet of communication, ideas, intellect, mind. Pisces is that dreamy la that I talked about at the beginning of the week. And it's going to be trining Jupiter in Cancer. And Jupiter is the great planet of expansion, abundance, opportunities, good luck. And it's still in Cancer. So very emotional, very intuitive. This is expansion of our communication. And so we can experience abundance when we communicate how we feel, or even what we're intuiting. So if we have an intuition towards something and we communicate about it, we can feel growth or abundance or optimism or even good luck. So we're really energetically supported in expressing our feelings and ideas and what's on our mind. So it's giving, like, if you are out with someone and you maybe you're at like a farmer's market and you run into someone, maybe they have a pop-up and you're talking to them and really just expressing whatever's on your mind and your ideas and dreams and communicating. Maybe you have some intuitive hits and you're sharing that. Maybe that's your new business partner. Maybe that's your new exchange where you guys do, like, I'll give you this if you give me this, a little tradesies. And so it's giving, speak your dreamy truths, speak your voice, speak your mind, and experience abundance and growth and expansion and optimism. So that's such a beautiful little end cap to this week of love, I think. And so, yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to stay true to you, to do whatever it is that you need to do within your life and in your practices to keep the love high within yourself, for yourself. And once you have enough, you can let your cup flow over and help others feel that love in the world. And you don't need a romantic partner to do that. So I hope you all have a beautiful Valentine's Day week. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, please put them down below. Like and subscribe my video. It's super helpful. And once again, once I reach 50 people, I'll start doing more personalized videos based on rising signs. So like Saturn moving into Aries could be based on a rising sign. And that's going to be more detailed for your personal natal chart. I always do astrology readings, natal readings, synastry readings. Synastry readings are the comparison of two people's charts together and how you guys interact. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be business. It can be familial. It can be friends. And I think it's a really beautiful actual like gift to give someone for Valentine's Day. So if you guys have questions or want to book a reading, my email and my Instagram are down below. And I think that's everything. So I hope you guys have a beautiful week and yeah, love yourselves.